Most betrayals don't happen by accident. They happen because we weren't paying attention, because we wanted to believe in someone's words more than their actions, because we ignored the little red flags, hoping they would turn green if we just trusted harder. But Machiavelli understood something that most people still don't get today. Betrayal is a pattern, not a surprise. And if you know what to look for, you can avoid 90% of the pain most people walk straight into. This isn't about becoming paranoid. It's about becoming wise. It's about moving through life with clear eyes and strong boundaries, without losing your ability to connect with others. Today, I'll show you 5 Machiavellian rules that, if you apply them, will protect you from most betrayals you'll ever face, in friendships, love, business, even in your own family. Stay until the end, because the last rule isn't just about avoiding betrayal. It's about building a kind of respect around you that naturally filters out the wrong people. Let's get into it. Rule 1. Trust actions, not words. Everyone sounds good when they're talking. Words are easy. Compliments are cheap. Promises cost nothing. What reveals the truth is behavior, not declarations. Machiavelli warned that men are quicker to forget the death of their father than the loss of their inheritance. In simple terms, people's true loyalty shows up when something important is on the line, not when times are easy. In daily life, this shows up everywhere. A friend who always says, "Let's hang out soon," but never actually makes plans. A colleague who constantly promises they'll support you until there's an opportunity to step ahead by leaving you behind. A partner who swears they respect you, but crosses your boundaries whenever it's inconvenient for them. It's not about what people say they'll do. It's about what they do when no one's watching, or when it's no longer easy. If you start trusting actions over words, you'll filter out 80% of fake loyalty before it ever hurts you. Watch how people move, not just how they speak. Rule 2. Stay slightly unavailable. People take for granted what is always available. It's human nature. Machiavelli understood that overexposure leads to disrespect. The prince who is too common loses his mystery. The leader who is too accessible loses his authority. In daily life, this principle is simple. When you make yourself too emotionally available, always saying yes, always dropping your plans to help, always being the first to reach out, you become easy to use. Not because people are evil, but because most people operate based on convenience, not loyalty. At work, the person who always says yes to extra tasks without setting boundaries is the first one to be overloaded and blamed when things go wrong. In friendships, the one who always initiates plans is often the one left unseen when they need support. In dating, the one who answers texts instantly and gives attention unconditionally usually ends up feeling like an option, not a priority. Staying slightly unavailable doesn't mean being rude or cold. It means protecting your energy. It means making your time, your help, and your emotional presence something that must be earned, not expected. Because when people have to invest a little to access you, they value you more, and they think twice before risking betrayal. Rule 3. Watch how they treat others. One of Machiavelli's greatest lessons was simple. A man who betrays one will betray another. Character is revealed in how people treat those they have no obligation to impress. If someone is charming to your face but cruel to the waiter, disrespectful to a coworker, dismissive toward people who can't offer them anything, pay attention. You're seeing their real self, not the performance they reserve for you. In real life, it's easy to spot. The friend who gossips viciously about others. Eventually, they'll gossip about you. The business partner who cheats a competitor. One day, they'll cheat you too. The date who mocks their exes? You're just next in line, not the exception. People don't change who they are depending on the person. They just hide it better when they want something from you. At school, it's the classmate who acts loyal until a better opportunity for status appears. In family, it's the sibling who betrays small promises before betraying bigger ones. Never believe you're so special that bad behavior toward others won't eventually reach you. What they do to others today, they will do to you tomorrow when it benefits them. Rule 4. Never overexpose your weak points. One of the fastest ways to invite betrayal is by giving away your weaknesses too easily. Machiavelli taught that information is power. If you reveal your deepest insecurities, fears, or personal struggles to everyone, especially early on, you give people a blueprint to manipulate you later. In daily life, it looks like this. You meet someone new, and because they seem nice, you share way too much about your past, your heartbreaks, your failures. At work, you trust a coworker too early with your doubts about your project or your manager. In friendships, you reveal sensitive family drama to someone who hasn't earned that level of trust. At first, it feels good. Connection, intimacy, relief. But if that person turns, everything you shared becomes ammunition, and you can't unshare it once it's out. This doesn't mean being closed off or cold. It means letting trust build slowly, based on consistent actions over time. It means being open with your wins, your goals, your interests, but holding back your sensitive areas until you know someone's character, not just their charm. Because every piece of personal information is a lever, and you should never hand out levers to people who haven't proven they won't pull them against you. Rule 5. Withdraw early, not late. One of the biggest mistakes people make when facing potential betrayal is staying too long, hoping things will change, hoping someone will realize your loyalty and correct themselves, hoping the disrespect was just a mistake. Machiavelli would warn, when you see the beginning of rot, act immediately. In real life, if a friend betrays your confidence once, believe them. If a business partner lies on a small thing, assume they'll lie on a big thing. If someone disrespects you lightly, without apology, don't wait for the heavy disrespect to come. At work, if you notice your contributions being erased or minimized once, it's a warning. In dating, if you see someone subtly disrespecting your boundaries early, don't assume love will fix it. Withdraw early, without drama, without big explanations, without begging them to treat you better. Your absence is a message they can't ignore, because staying longer doesn't fix betrayal. It just makes the wound deeper. Avoiding betrayal isn't about being suspicious of everyone or living in fear. It's not about overthinking every message or doubting every person who gets close to you. It's about being awake. It's about learning to see people for who they are, not for who you hope they might become. When you're clear-eyed, you don't ignore the red flags. You don't excuse behavior just because you have history with someone or because you want them to be better. You stop lying to yourself, and that honesty, that clarity, is what protects your peace. Because your energy, your loyalty, your time, those things are valuable. You can't give them to everyone. And when you give them to the wrong people, people who lie, manipulate, or use your kindness, it always costs you something. That's why the rules matter. Trust what people do, not just what they say. Don't give your full access too quickly. Watch how they treat others, not just how they treat you. Don't expose your soft spots to people who haven't proven they can be trusted. And if you feel like something's off, if the signs are there, don't wait for the big betrayal to confirm what your gut already knows. Leave early, quietly, cleanly. Because loyalty isn't something you can force. It's not something you can earn from the wrong person. It's something you recognize by how someone consistently shows up when it's hard, not just when it's easy. And here's the truth. When you stop ignoring the signs, when you stop chasing the wrong people, when you start moving with quiet wisdom and clear standards, you don't just avoid betrayal. You naturally start attracting the kind of people who don't even play those games in the first place. Because the more you respect yourself, the more others have no choice but to respect you too. Let's move smart. And let's stop being surprised by patterns that were always there, if only we'd looked. If this spoke to you, don't just keep it in your head. Write a comment, even just a few words. It helps you remember, and it might help someone else too. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this content, and share this with someone who, in your eyes, needs it right now. Just trust your instinct. We're all trying to get clearer, more solid inside. So let's build minds that don't break.